Mama, I have a question. Why don't people like the irrational numbers?
Do you feel the same about them, 37?
Maybe a little? You see, Mama, I can count to 3 and to 17, but I can never count to something like 0.01000100001, let alone use it in calculations. The endless non-repeating decimals would make a mess of the results, and I can't keep the equations as simple and elegant as I want.
But your favorite, the circle. The ratio of its circumference to diameter is also an irrational number, is it not?
Pi is special. I know how it was found and what it represents, so I trust it and use it in my calculations. The same with e, logarithm 2, and root 2. But not many irrational numbers are this convenient to work with. Some have no patterns, no simplest forms, and no end. I can't work out their digits, write them out, or calculate them. Not only are they impossible to pinpoint on the number axis, but there's an infinite amount of these irrational numbers. What's so funny, Mama?
You're a clever, silly goose, my dear. You don't dislike them, you just don't understand them enough. Take our old friend root 2, for instance. The irrationality of this number can be proven through basic arithmetic, as it cannot be expressed as an irreducible fraction of integers a over b. A simple proof by contradiction is enough, with no knowledge of irrational numbers required. The presence of root 2 is prevalent in nature, and it is particularly noticeable along the diagonals of a square. This means...
Oh, I know! This means the system built solely on the ratio of integers was flawed.
Yes, root 2 is simple, elegant, and one of the greatest discoveries in mathematics. It showed the existence of infinite incommensurable numbers, with root 2 being the most obvious one to find. This was how the Tower of Old Ideas crumbled, paving the way for revolutionary breakthroughs that catapulted mathematical analysis into uncharted frontiers. We discovered a kingdom beyond our traditional methods, one that's immeasurable, incommensurable, and inexhaustible. And the key to its gates is hidden in plain sight, in the diagonal of a square.
A kingdom of irrationality. I see now, Mama. We are not all-knowing beings. There will always be numbers beyond our awareness, such as the nature of irrational numbers. So, if we get to know the irrational numbers better, we can be friends with them too. But you haven't told me why people on the island hate them. Mama?
"37. You're awake."
Sophia? How long was I out?
"You've been in a coma for a week. No, stop! You're not well yet! There's no time. I have to find 6. I have to tell them now. Our circle has been broken.
Now we've learned some manners in a Peyron, haven't we? Namely, to abstain from beans, never parcel off a loaf, and stay away from the white roosters on the road. Oh, it's been so long since we last talked about these things. How time does fly. This rusty brain of mine is struggling to keep up. We should have waited until dawn to light the candles. The sun would have mistaken the day for night and delayed its appearance in the morning. That way we would have had more time to talk. Indeed. You possess a far greater understanding of the laws of nature than your ancestors. It's only natural that you wouldn't relate candlelight to sunrise. But for the people of earlier times, there was a commonly understood connection between the two. Did the trees not bear fruit after the Horn of Plenty was filled at the harvest festival? Did the field not wave with grain? Does the lighting of a match not illuminate the moon? It's human nature to try to understand the world. Of course, at that time, mistakes were made, and some phenomena were attributed to the wrong causes. Some theories were developed from false facts. It was a time of symbols, you see. The flower represented blessings and harvest. The Ouroboros, the eternal cycle. The hawk, wit and astuteness. And the soil, safety and protection. Aside from nature, the circle symbolized protection, the triangle, stability, and the triple helix, ascendance, change, and the unity of mind, body, and soul. As time went on, things became associated with one another, and more symbols were created. You can see the cause and effect with your own eyes, dear. It's clear when something is related and when it isn't. If the outcome isn't what we expect, these symbols must be incorrect. But it's not their physical form that's wrong. Physical objects never lie. It's the meaning and concept given to them that are wrong, you see. Objects are just objects. A match is just a match, not the illuminator of the moon. An animal is just an animal. The circle and triangle are only shapes. And you are just you.
Nothing's happening.
Miss Virgin, your attention, please. This is a public inquiry, and your answer determines the fate of you and your friends. There will be a vote on your punishment, considering the leak of the island's coordinates and the damages caused by you and Manus Vindictae. Yet, in the past 2 hours, you've looked at your watch 10 times. Forgive me for being blunt. What could possibly bother you more than your sentence?
My apologies.
Let her look, 888. Doesn't it occur to you that time is also in the form of numbers? Perhaps she's waiting for her lucky number to come. Besides, what conclusions have the good people here made? We were brought together in this great hall today, for misfortunes have struck us in the past week. Manus followers were found dead in our sacred place, the Gorgon current was cut off, and a human army has invaded our land. There are also the territorial disputes, the threats from external powers, and the conflicts between our guests. As you can see, our guests have brought us quite the unexpected gifts. They will give us their explanations. But whose words should we trust? Those of the Foundation or Manus Vindictae?
I swear on the stone of truth that I have no knowledge of the leak. We never gave any information to the humans. As we speak, the St. Pavlov Foundation is taking measures to mediate the territorial disputes from outside the island.
But you did report everything here to the Foundation. And you don't know what they did with the information, do you?
Right.
A questionable defense. A doubtful explanation. Why should we trust her? We all know that the Foundation is closely associated with the humans. They are the false friends of the Arcanists, with their crocodile tears and broken vows. While many may have changed over time, their nefarious human taint lingers. Besides, why should we seek collaboration and assistance from an organization that's 7 years behind us on the study of the emanation? But rush not, brothers and sisters. The moment of decision has not yet arrived. Let's give our old friend Manus Vindictae a fair and equal hearing before casting our pebbles into the pot. Indeed. The Foundation's understanding of the emanation is 7 years behind ours. However, our Manus friends here are unable to speak at all, let alone understand complex mathematical principles. Please enlighten us, Miss Arcana. Why were swaths of your followers found dead at the door of our sacred place? Did our math lessons drive them to madness, causing them to bash their heads against the gates of truth like martyrs?
So it would seem.
What?
One must confess that our followers were ill-prepared to take on the wisdom of the island. But we did come seek mutual development with sincerity. I trust you are aware of the assistance we have provided over the years in this world of matters which you, though reluctantly, relied upon. As to this debate, I was once told a story that now seems fitting to recount.
Pray, share with us.
Thank you kindly. 'Tis the story of the Circle. A young artist told it to me before I arrived on this island. In the ancient past, amid a world of primitive instincts and ignorance, the first intelligent mind awakened. Overwhelmed by the enormity of nature and dismayed by its own insignificance, the creature was shaken to its core. In an act of defiance, it drew a magic circle, shielding its powerless self from the formidable world beyond. This was the first magic, when the primitive man mastered the pneuma within and wielded it against the relentless forces of nature. In that process, man hath gained a deeper understanding of the boundaries and limitations of its power. This is the tale of the first circle. The circle shielded us, and its protection benefits thee to this day. What I find intriguing in this story: man hath established its existence, recognized its boundaries, and learned the purpose of life, all by relying upon this very circle.
"37.
What's wrong, 37?
The island. Our island has fallen ill.
Ah! What is going on? Is that a hailstorm?
No, I don't think so. Those are abraxases falling from the sky. It's the storm. The storm of this era is here.
Miss Verton, did you just say the emanation has happened? Just now?
More precisely, its 24-hour countdown has begun. There's always a buffer period before the storm, during which the storm syndrome gradually spreads from the critical point across the globe. The symptoms are different every time, and we have yet to discern a pattern. With the help of Laplace Scientific Computing Center, the best we can do now is to send a 24-hour warning prior to the storm. Another minute has passed.
Please remain seated, everyone. We are still in the middle of a vote. The emanation holds no influence on this island. The discussion must continue until a satisfactory conclusion is reached. No other subjects shall be brought up until then. Come here, 37. Can someone please bring her a blanket? "42. Go with Sophia and check on those abraxases."
Ah, good news. Good news indeed. We are freed from the pain of choosing whom to blame, are we not?
What?
The emanation is coming. The tides of Numa will pour from above and wash away all trivialities. By then, human intruders and the international powers of this era, along with the turmoil they brought, will all be dissolved and poured into the ditches like gunk. And we will regain our shores and return to the study of essence and forms.
No, it's different this time. The island has fallen ill. It's getting bloated, stagnant, and sluggish, drifting into the world of matters where ignorance reigns. Soon, the tides of Numa will wash over us, sweeping away the fragments of the phenomenal world.
What did you say? In other words, we will all be taken by the emanation? This
is unthinkable. "37, you just woke up from a coma. You're not well. Why don't you take another rest?"
No time for that. I'm here to warn you. Apiron is gone. I can no longer sense it. This has never happened before.
Why are you so surprised, 37? You should know the reason of its alienation. You brought outsiders to the sacred place. You betrayed the scripture's teachings and angered Apiron. Of course, I may have jumped to this accusation, as Manus Vindictae also intruded our sacred place without permission. People, as of now, there's no proof that the emanation will influence the island. 37's account is lacking. And we are still plagued by suspicions, accusations, and the damages done to our home. We are to proceed with the hearing and reach a final verdict on both the Foundation and Manus Vindictae.
I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I shouldn't have intruded the Hall of Truth, but...
Sophia, weren't you and 42 checking on the Abraxases? What is the matter?
The Abraxases don't look right. Their beaks, no, their entire heads are melting into oil paints. And 42, we were on the beach, suddenly he...
Now I see! It finally all makes sense! There never was the truth, nor the transcendental! Everything is a lie, nothing but shadows on walls, flickers of fire and fragments of reality. No one will survive the oblivion. The island will be destroyed amid its conflict.
Is that... the storm syndrome?
42, your face!
No one!
888, stop conversing with him.
We must subdue him. Now.
Join with us, comrades.
I will remember the sacrifice.
Heart scales. The benefits of field mapping.
Uh-huh.
Liam!
I admire your courage.
A good point.
Together, we are fearless.
Taking another look. Confirm the coordinates. Don't touch the device.
We share the
A new
same
hypothesis.
dream. To a brighter future for everyone.
Uh-huh.
No other study could show you this.
Cheer up.
Huh?
Cheer up.
An academic
I
question.
admire your courage.
Limited scale, infinite lines. Behold.
Keep up the pace.
Form is a bubble.
Cheer up. I will remember
A new
the
hypothesis.
sacrifice. For the good of all.
Taking another look. Confirm the coordinates.
The final
An academic
demonstration.
your courage.
Welcome to the world of numbers.
Limited scale, infinite lines. Behold. Sharp fangs.
How troublesome. Did I start running?
I admire
Another
your
jar?
courage. For you and for us. Keep up the pace.
Let's get it over quick.
Don't touch the device.
There they are.
We share the hypothesis.
Newly made this year.
To a brighter future for everyone. The benefits of field mapping.
Enjoy!
We worked on this collaboration together. I'll write you into my paper.
He has the storm syndrome. Please, listen everyone. 37 is right. Something's changed on this island. Your immunity to the emanation has been weakened.
How? That's never happened in the last 8 times!
A feeble induction, my friend. Just because you've never seen a purple cow doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
Must we talk of logic now? 42 has literally been emanated!
First the army, then the emanation. Everything's been falling apart since the outsiders arrived on this island. The Foundation and Manus Vindictae. One of them must answer for this.
Then you should also ask 37 and number 0 what they've done in the sacred place to anger Apeiron so much!
No, 37 didn't cause this. I told you. It was Manus Vindictae. They broke the peace agreement and launched suicide attacks. They forced their way into the cave.
You and them are equally responsible on this matter. They at least paid with their lives. What about you? You claim that 42's abnormality was caused by the emanation. But how are we to believe that it isn't, in fact, the work of your arcane skills? As we went through your belongings, Miss Verton, we found a golden sampling device. Enlighten us. What exactly is the Foundation looking for here?
That's...
Good, Vertin, good. Let the confrontations be louder and the struggles be harder. I wonder what shall come of this.
Silence. The debate will end now. Since we were unable to come to an agreement, further discussion is pointless. There are more pressing matters to attend to. This will be the end of the assembly, and my decision will be the final ruling. I demand that both parties leave this island at once.
The decisions of my fellow brethren shall be respected.
I also agree with your verdict.
But may I ask for one small doubt to be dispelled? Miss Vertin and I will depart ere long. Do you truly not desire aid from us?
You're kind to ask, miss. It is true that our circle has been disturbed, but we see it as a mere turbulence of the phenomenal world. He who holds the compass decides the circle. This will not shift the center of our focus, nor change the shape of our beliefs. Medin Hagan.
He purged the storm syndrome with an arcane skill. I never thought it would be possible.
The light of intelligence has cleansed 42 of confusion. It is also what the island needs. The incident will be properly handled, and my ruling stays unchanged. I expect your words to be matched by actions, Miss Arcana.
Certainly. It was a fair and just decision. If only one could depart amidst such unfavorable weather. I presume Miss Vertin will also appreciate more time to prepare for the journey. What sayest thou?
The hourglass empties in 2 hours. Please leave before that.
Thank you for your thoughtful consideration.
Lastly, I would like to share a story. To conclude today's meeting and respond to Miss Arcana's tale.
I am most honored.
I too have heard the story of the first circle, but in my version, more followed. The first of man were intimidated by the enormity of nature and constantly tried to defy and escape it. Our ancestors, however, had the opposite reaction. They found solace in nature, which welcomed them with a nourishing embrace, sharing its vastness and sublimity without reservation. It was the perfect harmony, the moment the circle ceased to represent confrontation and avoidance. As we bathed in Apollo's illumination and wandered the tranquil shores, our souls resonated, and we were lifted to a higher wisdom. This was how we conquered our fears, emerged from ignorance, and allowed ourselves to indulge on the essence and forms. This was the rise of the classic man. May you all be blessed with the courage for reconciliation, the determination for peace, and the devotion to nature, qualities no less noble than caution and defiance. You may all leave now.
Please, just a moment. I will fix our circle. 888 was right. I have enraged Aperon. I am responsible. I will go back to the sacred place, pass its test, and ask it to share the divine light of Gnosis so we can learn the truth about the essence. I will make up for what I've done. I promise.
It has been 300 years since the last challenger had their success in the cave. 37. Are you aware that we have other means to cleanse the island, even if you don't bring the matter to Apeiron?
Yes, I'm aware.
Then are you aware of the price you will pay should you fail its test?
Yes, I am.
Then you shall have my blessing.